Have you ever wondered if there's a key to finding happiness within your own life? Jonathan Haidt, the author of the Happiness Hypothesis, has. His book ties ancient wisdom to recent psychological developments for a better understanding of how to find happiness within your own life. Now, there are a lot of great concepts discussed within this book, but I am going to talk about the most intriguing and most relevant ones within my own life. On page 78, he starts talking about judgment. He says that we shouldn't judge things because it can only lead to negativity within our own lives. We shouldn't like anything, we shouldn't dislike anything. I don't agree with this personally. For example, within my own life, I've always loved music and theater, but I haven't really ever liked sports. So if I hadn't passed judgment on those two things, then that would take a big part of who I was away, and life overall would be more dull for me and for everyone else who didn't pass judgment either. The next principle I would like to talk about is on page 82, and it is the progress principle. This pretty much just states that the happiness that we expect to get from succeeding or accomplishing something big is usually rather fleeting and never lasts that long. Instead, humans get more satisfaction from progress or the journey of a goal instead of the end results. Yet, time and time again, humans still go after something big and expect to be satisfied and happy at the end, and instead we're kind of just left thinking, now what? I've experienced this many times in my life, so I really related to it. The next concept I'd like to talk about is on page 90, and it is the happiness formula. The happiness formula is H equals S plus C plus B. Happiness is what stands for H. S equals set point of happiness, which is basically just your genetic set point for how happy that you will normally be. C equals conditions of life, and V equals voluntary activities. You can change C and V, but you can't change your set point of genetics. So I'd never really thought of happiness as being within a formula. So this is very interesting to me that you were able to think of different aspects of your life which you were able to change to make yourself happier. As far as how I'm going to change my life based on these principles, I've mainly been thinking of two out of the ones I've mentioned. I thought a lot about the progress principle. This is because as a college student, I focus a lot on the stress of school, and I love learning, but sometimes I'm just so concerned with what's due next, what's my next assignment, that I forget to enjoy learning and going to school. Then at the end of the semester, I expect to be really happy, and then 30 minutes later, I'm kind of thinking, now what? And I kind of miss it. So within even my summer classes that I'm doing right now, I'm trying to enjoy learning more and not just thinking about the last day of class when it's not really going to be that satisfying, even though I expect it to. I've also been thinking a lot about the happiness formula. As far as my set point of happiness, I've always considered myself to be a very optimistic person, but as far as the voluntary activities I do a lot of theater in college. And sometimes I do shows that I'm not really that interested in, and then during that month span, I'm usually unhappier than I would be otherwise. So I've decided maybe I shouldn't do shows that I'm not interested in if it's not going to enhance my overall happiness, because what's really the point? So I've really thought that the progress principle and the happiness principle are going to enhance my overall happiness within my life. In conclusion, there is not one key to happiness, Jonathan Haidt says, but there are a lot of aspects in our life that we can control to make ourselves an overall happier person. Thank you.